weekly video. This week I am back in the kitchen. I haven't done any kind of baking or cooking, anything in the kitchen type style video for a long while, so I'm excited to be filming this one today. It's something that I've kind of done the last couple of years around this time. It's now October. Officially Halloween is only a couple of weeks away. It's coming up quickly. And the last 2 years I have done a Halloween bake, so I thought I would carry on with that tradition as it's something that I really enjoy doing. I do love baking, and yeah, I love sharing it on my channel with you guys too. So once again, I've found another Halloween treat to make. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I've not actually made this before, so I'm attempting to make this for the first time along with you guys as well. Hopefully it will work out well. And as you can probably tell from the title, I am making chocolate orange pumpkin shaped biscuits or cookies, whatever you want to call them. Hopefully they'll turn out well. I'm really hoping for this to work because they look so good. The original recipe I will leave a link to down below if you want to go check that out, but I'll also be sure to list all the ingredients and quantities down below as well, so you can go check down there if you forget anything. And yeah, let's get straight into this video. So in terms of the actual ingredients, for the biscuits themselves you need 140 grams of butter, 50 grams of icing sugar, 170 grams of plain flour, and then the zest of 1 medium orange. This is quite a large orange. I don't know what a medium orange looks like, but I'm going to go with this. Use up most of this, might leave a bit, but a medium orange. To start with, you want to take your 140 grams of butter and beat it in a bowl until it's nice and smooth. This is always the worst part of baking, is trying to mash up the butter. It always takes forever and my arm strength is so bad. Okay, once you've managed to do that, you then want to take your flour, your 175 grams of flour, 50 grams of icing sugar, and also the zest of your medium-sized orange, however big or small that may be, and add it into the bowl and just mix it all together. It's really simple and straightforward. Like this little handheld grater to try and zest the orange. I think I'm going to go for the smaller side of the grater. It smells really nice, that's for sure. I feel like there's definitely special kitchen equipment tools to do this, but hopefully this will work just as well. Figured out this technique works better if I put the grater actually onto the bowl rather than holding it, because half of it was ending up in my hand instead of in the bowl. I feel like I've zested this orange enough. I mean, I have like shaved off most of its skin, so hopefully that will do. It definitely does smell pretty orangey, so I'm hoping that has worked out well. I'm just gonna mix all of this all together now. When you mix it, it's supposed to form like a soft dough, which I'm hoping will happen. It's definitely starting to look quite doughy, so hopefully this is going well. So now that you've got all of the ingredients combined into a dough, you then want to lightly flour your surface and tip it out and knead it into a ball type shape. It definitely is a very kind of soft, squishy dough, but it did say it was going to be a soft dough, so I'm hoping that this is right. Okay, now that I have got this into a nice round kind of shape, I'm going to take some cling film and cover this so that it can then be refrigerated. Now that I have cling filmed this, I'm going to pop it into the fridge for an hour. This is a bit what I'd love to say, and here's one that I've made earlier and just bring one out the fridge now to carry on with. Sadly I haven't, so I'm going to put this in the fridge, be waiting for an hour along with you guys as well if you're making this. So yeah, going to put this in the fridge. Also need to try and find space for it. Hopefully it'll fit in somewhere. Okay, so it's been about an hour since I've put the dough into the fridge. I've just got it out now. Next you want to roll this out on a lightly floured surface. So I've got some plain flour over here, which I'm just going to put on the kitchen top. And yeah, you want to roll it out to about 3 millimeters thick. So I'm going to try and do that now. I've got my big old rolling pin out already. I'm just going to put some flour on this as well to make sure it doesn't stick to the rolling pin. And then also I think I'm going to flour my hands too, just so that it doesn't stick to anything. At least this dough is so nice and soft, so it just rolls so easily. Okay, so I've rolled out the dough to what I think is about 3 millimeters, just about. And I've also just put the oven on, so sorry, you might be able to hear that in the background, but I've put the oven on to 180 degrees so that it is preheating, ready for when I put the actual cookies in the oven. I'm now actually going to cut the dough into circles, and you want to use a 7.5 centimeter circular cutter thing. I don't actually have a circular cutter, so I'm going to use a cup, which should hopefully work just as well. I'm hoping it will. This I've measured to check, and this is just a bit less than 7.5. Might mean that I'm left with some extra dough or a couple of extra biscuits, I don't know, I will see. So yeah, I'm going to use this. Hopefully it will work just as well. If it does, then you'll be able to use this as well if you haven't got a circular cutter. Also, I am going to place the cut biscuit onto 2 baking trays. I haven't got any parchment paper, so I've greased these with butter, which generally works just as well when you're baking. So yeah, I've got 2 trays. I don't know how many exactly I will need. Hopefully they'll all fit on these 2. If not, I might need to get an extra tray out. So I've now managed to fill up the 2 trays with, I've got a total of 16 circles, which means that there's going to be 8 actual biscuits in the end because you put 2 biscuits together to make the final one. You'll see how it happens as I'm going. But the original recipe was for 12, which makes me think that I've possibly rolled them out a little bit too thick, but hopefully they'll still be alright and still taste good. Now actually comes the fun part of carving the pumpkin faces, so I'm going to put 1 tray over here at the side for the moment. On the other tray, you want to take a sharp knife and actually carve little pumpkin faces into each of the biscuits. So I'm going to do a little triangle for each of the eyes, a little mouth, maybe a nose as well. I will see how I'm feeling. Look how cute they're all looking. I'm loving this. It's making me so excited for actually carving like an actual pumpkin when it comes to it, because I will definitely be doing that at some point this year. Now what you want to do with any sort of extra spare dough that you've got, so this can either be from what was left from when you were cutting the biscuits or what you've just carved out of the eyes and the mouth, you now want to make like little pumpkin stems with these and attach it to the face biscuits. So to do that, I'm just going to take a pinch of the dough and then just roll it between my fingers to form like a little kind of sausagey type shape, like you would with plasticine when you're younger, and then just trim this to a good length. You then just want to take the little stem that you've cut out and press it onto each of the face biscuits just to sort of like mold it together so that it stays stuck, so just like smooth it over with your finger. This is where they are now starting to really look like pumpkins. Like how cute are these? I'm so excited for how these are going to turn out. Hopefully they'll stay looking this cute in the oven and won't like morph into something. The final thing though that you do want to do before putting them in the oven is take your knife and use the opposite side to what you'd use to cut, so the non-sharp side, and just gently press lines into each of the pumpkins to give it that kind of ridge effect that it has on a normal pumpkin. So both of these trays are now ready to go into the oven. They need to bake for about 15 minutes until they're kind of a goldeny, bronze, browny kind of colour. And yeah, so I'm going to put these in the oven now. Hopefully they'll come out looking good. I'm sure it's going to smell amazing while baking too. So while they're baking in the oven, I'm just going to quickly make the glaze because it's really straightforward and simple to make. And this is what you're going to put on top of the cookies once they're cooled and done. All you need for that is 50 grams of icing sugar and 1 tablespoon of orange juice, and you just mix the 2 together and it makes a nice kind of runny sticky glaze to put over the top of them. So that is my glaze all made. It's just this kind of consistency, so runny, quite runny but still like kind of thick for being runny, if you know what I mean, so that you can just glaze it over the top. This looks so nice as well. It's just orange juice and icing sugar. It's so simple and easy to make. I'm going to check on the cookies now because I think that they are more or less done. So these are now looking all done. It honestly smells so good as well in here. Here's the other tray of the ones that are going to be the backs. So they took, yeah, it was just less than 15 minutes, probably about 13-14 minutes to cook. And I'm just going to leave these to cool for about 5 minutes on the trays before transferring them to a wired rack to cool completely. While the cookies are cooling, I'm going to move on to make the filling for them, and this is where the chocolate part comes in. So what you need for the filling is 25 grams of chocolate. It can be anything that's 55% plus, so I've got this 70% what is it, Lindt chocolate that I will be using. Then you also need 100 grams of mascarpone and 1 teaspoon of icing sugar. So there's a lot of icing sugar in this recipe, but yeah, so make sure you've got plenty of icing sugar if you are going to make these. So to start, I am going to beat the 100 grams of mascarpone with the 1 teaspoon of icing sugar. Is all mixed together, I am going to take the chocolate and melt 25 grams of this in the microwave, or you could do it over a saucepan of hot water as well if that works for you too. And I'm just going to put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds or so just to melt it. So you really don't need that much chocolate, so it really doesn't need to be in the microwave for long. That in the microwave for about 30 seconds in the end, but I kind of took it out every few seconds to stir it to ensure that it wasn't burning. Once you have got it out the microwave, you want to leave it to cool before adding it to the rest of the filling mixture. Now that the chocolate has more or less cooled, I'm going to add it to the rest of the filling mixture and just mix it in, and then that is the filling complete. Okay, so now that is the filling made, and also the cookies have pretty much cooled now, so I have just laid out all of the bottom half, so the biscuits without the faces on them, onto a flat chopping board, and I'm just going to put a bit of the filling onto each of these. I am putting the filling right into the centre of the biscuits so that when you put the face on top of it, it like spreads out evenly. There we go, that was literally like perfect amount of filling. They've all got about the same amount in. Some of the biscuits have come out a bit smaller, so I put a bit less in those, but that is them all done. So now you want to take the face biscuits and press them on top. So that is the biscuits all filled, and they're looking so cute. I'm literally so happy with how these have all turned out. I'm just so happy with this. Now you just want to take your glaze that you made earlier, and using a kind of like pastry brush that you normally use for like egg whites type thing to dust over the top of like bread and stuff, you want to take one of these and just brush over a bit of the glaze over each of the biscuits. So that is them all complete. They honestly look amazing. I'm so happy with how they've turned out, and I bet they're going to taste amazing too. So I would definitely recommend this Halloween recipe if you're looking for a Halloween bake to do. It wasn't actually that complicated. It's quite long to do, but it wasn't that complicated in terms of the actual steps of what you need and mixing stuff together and stuff. It was all quite straightforward and simple to do, and definitely worth the effort, because I mean, just look how cute they are. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to smash that thumbs up if you did. Click the little red subscribe button down below if you are new to my channel, and I'll be sure to see you next week with another weekly video. Bye!